So at this point the whole A to Z thing can really go out the window. Because I'm forgetting countries and nobody's telling me I'm forgetting them. And I am referring to a new nation that was added in the Spheres of Influence DLC. And that is Arabistan. And you might be asking yourself, what in the world is Arabistan? I don't see any Arabistan over here. And that's right, there is no Arabistan. However, this little country over here, Muhammara, is referred as Arabistan on the Victoria 3 wiki. And that's the list I'm using, so I guess now I kinda have to play it. I have to go from letter C all the way back to letter A. Okay, that's fine, let's see what this is all about. So we're actually a Mashriki nation. So that's basically Arab, isn't it? Yeah, and I could form Arabia theoretically. Although I don't even own a single state in the region. So should I really attempt this? I guess we'll see. Oh, and we're also Shiite, so I guess that's pretty unique. But our really big problem is that we're a vassal of Persia, so we'll have to find a way to break free. First of all, I would like to ask for some stuff I know they're not gonna give to me. Such as knowledge sharing, market control, and support regime. They're actually gonna accept this one, so maybe not. However, I am getting a lot of liberty desire. Especially because I got this lobby, an independence national committee. So that was pretty lucky. Now if I ever want to break free, I will probably need some kind of foreign support. So let's try to improve our relations with the possible enemies of Persia, such as Russia and Britain. Okay, and by the looks of it, I can also get some core laws. So that is pretty nice. Now as for research, I will try to get stock exchange as soon as humanly possible. And then I'll probably work my way towards some line infantry. That could be pretty helpful. Let's also get a bunch of decrees. And of course taxes. Yeah, we don't really make a lot of money. And we don't have a lot of resources either. So I guess I'm just gonna get a logging camp. And then maybe a military shipyard. And even an arms industry. I could try to get a navy. I'm pretty sure nobody in this region has one. So that could be an advantage. And now I could already try to become a tributary of Persia. But they are not gonna accept because we have poor relations. So I'll improve with them. And then I could try to switch to professional army. I'm not too sure it will be better than peasant levies. But I guess we can try. Okay, the modern conservative is already here. But I'm still getting professional army. And then I'll be using him to get some homesteading. Now the next thing I want to do, that will be reforming the economic system. Both interventionism and laissez-faire are pretty good. But I am a really small nation. So I would like a bit more control over the economy. I have some pretty good relations with Persia at this point, so there is a 28% chance they just allow me to become their tributary, and if I owe them an obligation that goes up to 56%. So should I do this? Okay, fine, I'll give them the obligation. And there we go, we are now a tributary, and our liberty desire is still going up. Now I am pretty sure I can start attacking people. Only problem is I can't attack anybody outside of Persia. That's because I can't get an interest anywhere. For that I need to be at least a regional power, and I can't do that because I'm a subject of Persia, and they are also a regional power. So I guess I'm stuck in this region for now. Well, at least I got interventionism. Next we'll go for free trade. We managed to unlock line infantry. Now I guess I'll work my way towards railways. Oh, and also Persia keeps expanding, which is not a good sign. But we managed to get free trade and end the core laws. Okay, now let's see. I guess I'll bring the ulema in government. And then I can get religious schools. Alright, and looks like the Ottomans are beating up Egypt. I should probably start improving with them. Schools over here. Our people can now become a bit more educated. I am discriminating against quite a bit of people right now, so I guess I could try to go from national supremacy to racial segregation. Hope it will help. There we go. Now we are discriminating way less. And there is a movement, a pretty big one, to get per capita taxation. So let's try it out. My god, and Egypt really got destroyed this time around. Per capita is here. And I would like to go for some landed voting. And we got a voting system. And now I do have enough money to finally get my first construction sector. But I can't pass any other laws I want for now. Okay, and we finally managed to get railways unlocked. I really have to build some. General staff unlocked. Now we got skirmish infantry. Although this will probably destroy my economy. But I mean, if I switch to this, I could probably try to attack Persia. By the looks of it, they are still using a lot of irregular infantry. Yes, they have some line as well, but they are mostly irregulars. So maybe I could get my independence. Okay, fine, I'm gonna upgrade everyone. And if I start a diplomatic play right now, I will not have the support of Britain. However, Oman is supporting my independence. So I guess they can be helpful. I really hope the skirmish infantry will be enough to hold the Persians. Oh wait, what? Britain? Britain is now willing to join this war for an obligation. I really don't see why not. Oh yeah, now the Persians really messed up. I might even try to conquer some more states. Like for example Luristan. That seems like a good start. And then I can't really conquer any other states I want. So I guess I can settle with some war reps. Okay, now I just hope the British will send a lot of troops. Oh yeah, thank god they are. Oh, and I just noticed I got another interest I can use. Okay, I'll go for Arabia. And that's it, the Persians are giving up. Oh yeah, it feels so good to be free. Also, quick reminder since I forgot to say it. Don't forget to subscribe for that mega campaign at 10k. okay, it will be a pretty big deal. Now my next target will be Arabia, and I think Bahrain will be a pretty easy target. They might have a pretty similar color to Britain, but they are not a subject or anything, so I can just go ahead and conquer them. I did build a small navy specifically for this occasion, and the British are now calling in the obligation I owe them. They want me to join their power bloc. Now I don't really like their mandates, to be honest. They don't even have market unification, so I don't really want to join, and if I decline that will have some pretty bad effects, but I guess I'll take them. Britain now hates me, but I hope we can still turn it around somehow, or I could try to get some other allies. That could be a good idea as well, and there is a movement to get appointed bureaucrats. Sure, we can try. Oh, and Bahrain actually backs down to being annexed. Okay, that was a pretty smart choice, I guess. Now my next target will be Nejd, although there is a chance the Qasimid state joins. I don't really care about them. Those guys did join, but they can't even send troops over here. Yes, sort of Nejd is now mine, but then France also conquered the entirety of Oman, and they are belligerent towards me. This is terrible. And yeah, by the looks of it, there are no more independent countries I can attack. Hejaz is owned by Egypt, Jabal Shammar and Mahra are owned by the Ottomans. France of course has control over Oman and this guy over here, and this guy is a British subject. Okay then, this is bad. I guess the Russians could be good allies. Pretty sure they want some land from the Ottomans, so I could use that to my advantage. And Austria is also protective. We can get a trade agreement with them. There we go. Now I want more influence, so I'll declare rivalry on everybody in Yemen. Improve with everyone except for the Ottomans, which I might want to attack. Russia is guaranteeing our independence. Okay, that's good. And we got appointed bureaucrats. Yeah, I forgot, I'm passing laws. How about we get this government in charge, and then we try to ban slavery. It doesn't seem like the landowners will try to revolt, and we do have a pretty good chance. Oh, but the landowners will try to plot a coup, and it fizzles out. There we go, slavery was banned without any kind of civil war. I smell an opportunity in the Ottoman Empire, because they are going into a war with both Greece and Russia, so it's probably a good time to attack them. But instead I'll try to attack their subject. I think if I go for one of their subjects, they will be less likely to commit a lot of troops to this front. Yeah, and I don't have a lot of units, so I think I might have to enact some enlistment effort decree that will allow me to mobilize up to 21 conscripts. Let's go. I will also try to conquer those two states over here in Iraq, and I guess I might be able to also get to Transjordan. Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. I can definitely occupy all that. And I will start off by doing a naval invasion right here in Basra, which seems to be undefended. Okay, there we go, and now we unify the front. Let's just make sure we're bringing absolutely everybody in there. Okay, yeah, that created a lot of chaos on the front. They don't really know what to do. Oh, and I can also try to naval invade Transjordan. Now I occupy all the states I have to. The Ottomans will be going in the negatives very soon. And the Russians want investment rights, sure. And the war is over. I will probably have to attack them again at some point, because I still want more land in here. But that was still a pretty good war. I'm connecting my lands over here, and I am pretty sure I doubled my population. Oh wait, what? This is weird. The United Netherlands just formed over here. That is something you don't really see every day, but it is really cool. Okay, now Persia wants to take back Luristan from me. Never. And looks like I'll be able to colonize Russia. Okay, let's see what I want to take from Persia. I think I would like to split them in two. So taking their capital and one more state. Now Persia, I really want to ask you, was this worth it? I think we all know the answer. Now I guess I could try to go freedom of conscience. Pretty sure we have a lot of Sunnis in our country. But no, we can't. The Shia ulema is just way too powerful. Burgundy? Wait, what? Burgundy is back. The United Netherlands became autocratic. Okay, that's just beautiful. Greece just became a Russian dominion. Okay, that's interesting. Dedicated police force? I guess we can get it. Should I try to join this war in the Trucial states? I think it might be winnable. Let's try it. I'm saying it might be winnable because I don't think Britain is sending troops over here. They're in a war with Kabul right now. So I think I can just do a naval invasion right over here. And we got dedicated police force. Now I can be going for public health insurance. The church supports that. Corporate charters, time for my first company. And I don't really have a lot of options. I guess this one, I don't know. And looks like I wasn't really able to make those guys break free. It was worth trying at least. Public health insurance. Now I could very well try to go for world voting. Although it has a pretty small chance, I hope it will pass. Okay, so just like the Ottomans before, the Egyptians are now in a civil war, and I took that opportunity to attack them and take over Hejaz. Spain, however, joined against me, but they haven't sent any troops just yet. Yeah, there we go, already occupy my war goals. Also, world voting was enacted, and the war with Egypt is over. Now the British are going to war with the French, so I think I could attack one of them, and I'll probably choose Britain. Let's expel the diplomats. I will try to conquer the Trucial states, and I think I'll also liberate those two guys. Basically, I'm kicking Britain out of Arabia. Hopefully hopefully for good. I will also try to speed up the process with some naval invasions. There we go, now I occupy my war goals. And the British are now trying to do some naval invasions on me. They are really trying to do 5 naval invasions at the same time. They are really getting desperate. Okay, now at this point we have a huge movement for protectionism. We have like 4 different protectionist characters in charge of different interest groups right now. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, I guess passing this law will make everybody more happy. And it's not too bad after all, so let's try it. Okay, and we're getting quite a lot of debt. Thankfully, Austria-Hungary is here to pay it all, for just an obligation. Okay, that was great. However, we will be getting a Bedouin succession in just a moment. Oh god, look at that. That was not quite what I envisioned in a Bedouin succession. But yeah, I guess we can probably put it down. And for apparently no reason I can't conquer the Trucial coast anymore. I'm not too sure why that war goal disappeared, to be honest. Well, I guess now we can finally end the war with Britain at least. We didn't manage to conquer the Trucial states, but at least we liberated those 2 guys. And now we have to deal with all of this. Protectionism was also enacted. And I gotta tell you, that war against Britain was not worth it. But I guess I can conquer those guys later. Really, Persia? Really? You just don't learn your lesson, do you? We'll have to go to war again. And I guess I'll try to conquer some more states. Probably the ones up here. And let me also bring in Russia in this war. Again, Persia. Was this really worth it? Movement for poor laws. Okay, fine. What's the worst that can happen? France is going to order the Qasimi state to annex them and to also reduce the autonomy of Mahra. I cannot allow this. I joined the war to take over Oman. Hope it all goes well. Okay, we also got poor laws. France capitulated. And I did manage to take over Oman. However, my economy has been completely destroyed. And France still has a presence in the Arabian Peninsula. Not quite ideal, I have to say. Okay, now the Russians want me to join their power bloc. I am tempted to say yes. And that's because I'm pretty close to getting an alliance with them. And that would really help right now. So I think I'll say yes. Now I just need to wait for my infamy to go down. Okay, there we go, let's get this. And now if I attack the Ottomans, Russia will join on my side. So let's do it. Whole ally, of course. And I think I'm going to liberate Syria. I think I will just let the Russians deal with this. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to conquer the Qasimi state. There we go, let's end this war. Oh no, what's this? Great Britain wants to make me their protectorate. No. And I will call in absolutely everybody I can. What war goal should I add? I think I will just liberate the Trucial state in order to attack them later. Then I'm calling in Austria-Hungary and Russia. And apparently Hanover is also joining. Okay, Britain, now let's see what you are made out of. Oh, and the Spanish now also want a defensive pact. Sure. Can you join? No, they can't join this one. I'll keep you for later then. Okay, we can end this. Thankfully, Britain has been kicked out. Now only the French remain. For now. Oh god, what have the French done over here? I wanted to destroy Persia, but not like this. Come on now. This is awful. Okay, but first, before we deal with the French and whatever they are trying to do, we have to address Syria. I'm the one that created you, and now I'll be the one who'll destroy you. That is, however, quite a bit of infamy. Industrialists want to plot a coup. Pretty bad news. Much better, I have to say. Okay, now the French. Let's deal with them, I guess. I will start off by trying to conquer Mahra. Then I also want this bit in the Trucial coast and the treaty port in Aleppo, which they took from the Ottomans. Finally, I want to liberate Kathiri. Of course, Russia will also be part of this. I also stopped the coup attempt in the middle of the war. I just don't need that instability right now. And the war will now be over. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even want to touch Persia. The last nation in Yemen is having a revolt, and the government just backed down to the revolt. So that means my truce with them is over and I can attack them right now. Okay, so now all of a sudden half the population wants to separate church and state. Yeah, sure, I guess you can try. Although the ulema might get pretty mad. Yeah, looks like this might start a civil war. But I guess I have the Russians on my side, so I can probably deal with this. It starts, the law passes, and it ended. It's really that simple. Always remember, civil wars are not a big deal. And that is why now I'll be going for round 2. I'll be abolishing the monarchy and I'll be going for a presidential republic. To be honest, I just want to see if my name changes to Arabistan. Yeah, another civil war. Like I said, not a big deal. I told you, civil wars are never a big deal. There we go, presidential republic. And like I was expecting, we now became Arabistan, which is a much more fitting name, I would say. Okay, now it's finally time to help the Trucial states get off the map. Okay, the Trucial states just backed down. They are now living right over here on the coast of Persia. Okay, never mind, the Trucial states will not exist for much longer. Now it is about time to start electrifying our country. I will try to build a power plant in every single state. Now of course, if I want to finally form Arabia, I can't, because I need one more state. I need at least one state from Egypt. Now the reason why I haven't attacked Egypt up until this point is because they have an alliance with Russia, and Russia is also my only ally. But if I attack Egypt, they're gonna go against me because I'm the aggressor, and there is no way I'm beating both of them on my own. However, Egypt is now having a revolt, and I think it will be easier for me to just help the revolt right now, and then I'm gonna backstab them later. Yes, I know I'll have to go to war with Russia, but it's fine. I've been building up my army. Of course, I'm gonna be using naval invasions to my advantage, why wouldn't I? There we go, the Egyptian capital was taken over, and at this point it's really over for the Egyptians. There we go, the war is over. And that's how you get rid of very uncomfortable alliances. Now it's time to backstab the Egyptians and take some states from them. At this point they don't really stand a chance on their own. The war starts. Oh, and I also enacted universal suffrage, by the way. It's time to take Egypt from the Egyptians. Now, only now we can finally click the button and form Arabia. Let's be real now, all Arabs should unite under us. Steel frame buildings, we finally got those, and I am going to switch to that, although it will surely cause some shortages. Oh, and guess what, now I can go to war with Egypt for a second time. It's time to take even more land from them, and by more land I mean their entire country, except for Eritrea. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now I think this is a good time to take a look at the rest of the world. So that's how Europe looks like right now. Austria-Hungary took over the south of Germany, and also Burgundy managed to survive. Other than that, no interesting nations have formed, except for Romania, I guess. Africa is getting colonized by France, Britain and Portugal. However, we also have some new independent countries, such as East Africa, which broke free from Britain by the looks of it. Also Ethiopia formed. The Americas are looking quite interesting, I have to say. So Mexico of all people got Alaska. Canada is really big and really anarchist. Also looks like the Union didn't manage to win the Civil War. The Confederacy is still around. Other than that, South America is looking pretty normal, except for a big Chile. Finally, what in the world happened to Australia? So Urlu took over everything. The natives in New Zealand are communist, and yeah, everybody has a little piece of Australia. Yeah, pretty interesting. The East India Company is still under British rule, don't you worry. The Great Qing actually managed to stick together this time around, which is pretty impressive. And finally, the Far East has been released from Russia, looks like. But anyway, it's time to go back to us. In terms of prestige, we are only number 12, although we are earning our recognition. And by the time we get recognized, we can probably also become a great power. In case you're wondering, the economy is doing really well. We are number 8 in the entire world, above Spain and the Confederacy. The literacy is alright, I guess, could be better. Egypt is doing pretty poorly in that regard. Our population is pretty big. Those are the cultures that everybody has. I also want to see the religious map mod. Yeah, we also managed to spread the Shia faith a bit more than what you would usually expect. And yeah, next these animes, don't ask me how that happened. Finally, those are all the laws I managed to pass. Those are my institutions. My 2 companies right here, both mining companies. So that's it, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Victoria 3A to Z, and I'll see you in the next one.